in season when I assume you're probably trying to limit contact to some extent in practice?
Yeah, I think obviously we have to stay healthy and safe, but at the same time, you still got football is football. You got to play football. You got to try to tackle as much as you possibly can. We emphasize like every rep is a tackling rep, whether it's your angle to the ball, your point of entry, how you stop the ball carrier. I think always we emphasize everything in practice as this has got to be as game-like as possible without going to the ground, right? So, practice habits become game day reality a lot of times. And so if you see guys missing practice tackles, then sure it shows up. So I think the more emphasis we've been, like every week we have, tackle circuits, tackle drills, or indie, so it's just got to show up on game day. And we just got to continue to press like, hey, listen, like, where's your help? Where's your leverage? What's your angle? What's your body position? Where's your weight distribution? Everything needs to be emphasized over and over and over until it clicks, And, I think, there's a great open field tackle by Dylan. Dylan takes everything to heart when they ran the jet sweep on us, and he came with a great angle. It was like a quick 3-yard gain on a jet sweep, and you see improvement from guys like that, So we just got to get everybody to keep improving at that pace.
We talked to you, I think it was coming out of maybe the Notre Dame game, and you and Ryan were both kind of talking about maybe guys weren't in the position they needed to be, making some schematic changes. What are you seeing right now as being the issues on defense?
I think as we come through, I think you see improvements, but we still need to have more improvement, right? Like I think from a schematic issue, every week we've got somebody, the gelling of the unit together. Every week there's new people in different spots because of injuries and so on and so forth. So the idea of gelling together, we got to get that unity, that bond together. I think is part of it. And then just simplifying things to help those guys make plays. I think if you go into a game with new fresh bodies in there, that you don't have to complicate things for those guys. So I think as coaches, we got to simplify things a little bit to allow those guys, the newer faces, to feel comfortable and to play fast, and just continue to keep repping and beating with these guys to get them comfortable. Thanks.
How would you assess Hudson Miller, how he's playing right now, and what he sort of brings to this mix out linebacker? Yeah, no, Hudson Miller is a guy that,
from ever since I've gotten here, Hudson he's going to outwork anybody he can. So Hudson is a guy that he knows every position in the linebacker room. He has great effort every day. He's a guy that he's not going to screw up when he's in there. And he plays hard and whatever physical limits he may have, he's going to work his tail off to get what he needs to get done. So you think, like with him being out there, what he's able to do, you trust him out there. You know he's going to get lined up right. He's going to give everything he's got, and that's the reason why he's out there. So we gotta continue to build upon it. We got to build the room. Obviously we have certain injuries in certain spots. That's part of the reason. But I trust Hudson out there. He's done a great job.
Oregon's obviously got talented offense. Just what kind of challenges can they pose for you guys?
Oh yeah, man. They're a very talented team. They're number 2 in the country for a reason. So, it starts with their quarterback. The guy's got great moxie about him. He's got a certain way where he carries himself and he delivers the ball to where he needs to and to his playmakers. And then you got the tailbacks are a room where they're fast and they're physical. Their tight ends are guys that they target those guys a lot. And then number 3, and then you got their skill guys on the wide outside, where they got speed and they utilize those guys all over the field, different formations. They put number 15 all over the field, So, and then up front they do it. They're athletic and they're physical, So I think all in all, like when you think of an Oregon team, this is about what you would expect, right? They're a solid team, but every team has problems and concerns, and so we have to be able to attack those problems and concerns when we feel necessary. So I think it's a great challenge we have in front of us.
Kevin, not to oversimplify things, but is there just one main culprit that's really been at the heart of the defense having some issues?
If I go back and say, all right, what do we got to do? We got to get the ball down. We have opportunities to make plays and get it down for negative gains, and then turns into gains of 20. So like if we have guys there to tackle somebody, we got to get it down. So I think our tackling is always going to be something we stress and emphasize, but we got to be able to do it more. And then, like I said, I think the unity, just continue to build the unity within the unit where they feel comfortable, where everybody trusts each other to know what's going on, So just keep practicing, keep getting better. And, I think the resolve of these guys right now, the energy is high with them. They still, like to their credit right now, they're playing with enthusiasm and emotion, which is a great thing, So we just got to continue to build upon that.
5 sacks, I think. last week, and KJ had a big game, and the defense scored a touchdown. You sort of talked about Jennings in particular, had a real strong game.
Yeah, KJ's KJ, man. KJ's a guy that, you know, instinctively he's a great football player, but now he's taken his game to my opinion, KJ has taken his game to another level. You know, he's learned a new position. He's been able to, from game 1 to game 6, you've seen his improvement at that position at middle linebacker. You know, and he's able to sift through blocks and make plays in the backfield. And you saw him shoot gaps against Illinois, making TFLs, and then you see him on the edge, holding point, rushing the passer. You know, and KJ has become one of the great leaders of our, not just our defense, but our team. You know, and like I am lucky to have and be around KJ because the kid loves football. You know, it's a breath of fresh air when you get to sit in a meeting with KJ and just how he loves to watch football, talk football, and play football. You know, and it's infectious for everybody. You know, and we got to get more guys like him on the, you know, in the future. You know, because we got to, like, if you got guys like KJ on your roster, you got a chance every week. You know, and that's our goal, is just to find more guys like him. And he's a joy to coach. He's a joy to watch, and you just see what he can do. You know, he had sacks. You know, however many sacks he had. And, you know, he's playing his tail off right now, which is fun.
Coach, you look at the sort of the outside. You know, you mentioned some of the good things that you're doing. What do you feel like are those things right now, and then just the simple additions within the tackling to finally make it all click together? It seems like, you know, this defense has kind of come down to a game of inches almost.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's football, right? It's a game of inches, right? So whatever we can do to help those inches be shorter and shorter and shorter, that's what we got to be able to do. You know, whether it's a scheme deal, we got to make sure, like, our alignment issue, or if personnel, whoever's lined up in the right spot. You know, I think our guys have energy. They're you can see, like, when they're out in the field before they take the field, they're jumping around, they're having fun. You know, and now that confidence and swagger's got to carry over to every snap. You know, and I think, like, after last week, you know, like they never flinch. You know, as you know, good or bad as we played at times, it was like those guys got out on the field and they got out and they had energy. You know, they played hard and they did what they needed to do, and that's what we got to continue to grow on. You know, and you know, as we move forward on this one, we got a great challenge this week. The energy cannot die. Right? It's got to continue to be there no matter what happens. If it's 0-0, if it's 20-20, it doesn't matter what the score is. Like, we got to go out there and do our jobs.
Any more questions for Coach Kane? All right, thank you, Coach.